Welcome to the Daily Energize Podcast, where you'll get a jolt of energy and a quick tip to help you conquer your day. Now here's your host, the Prince of Positivity himself, Spencer Jones.
Hey Energizer, welcome to this episode of the Daily Energize. And today's episode is all about extreme ownership. That's right, extreme ownership. We're going to talk about what that means and all that good stuff here shortly. But before we hop in, you know it's me, Spencer Jones, the Prince of Positivity here joining you. And if you could do me a favor and, which favor do I want to ask you? Well, let's ask you this one. How about you just hit follow or subscribe so you don't miss a single episode? If you could do that, I really appreciate it. That way we could be on your phone or wherever you listen to us, ready to rock and roll at any time. So, you know, when you're getting ready in the morning or you're driving or you're taking a road trip or flying, you have us with you. So, or whatever you're doing, whatever that is. Just thank you for being here, for joining, and for following and subscribing. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so today's episode, as I mentioned, is about extreme ownership. And I got the idea recently from a call that I was on, but it's not the first time that I heard this term. This first time I heard extreme ownership was actually from a book that I listened to, an audiobook that you can get in print as well, whichever you like, called Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink. And it's such a good book. I highly recommend it if you are all curious about discipline and taking ownership over things and really being at your best. I highly recommend it. It's a great book. And so I listened to it, as I mentioned. I didn't read it. I didn't read it, I listened to it. So, in any case, still an amazing book and a lot of incredible insights in it about extreme ownership. So, what does that mean? It sounds pretty intense. Well, let's just look at ownership first and foremost. Taking ownership over your decisions. Now, this is especially directed at leaders, but for everybody. Ownership over our own decisions. We need to take ownership over that and say, hey, yeah, I made that choice. Yeah, I said those things. I did that stuff. That was me. We need to take ownership. But we also need to take ownership when things don't go right for our teams. When something goes wrong or it doesn't go the way that we planned, we still need to take ownership over that, even if it wasn't technically our fault, right? At least within our team. So if, my team messed something up, I still take the blame for it because I didn't catch it or I didn't instruct them properly or something. It's still my fault. Now, I don't have to beat myself up over it, and I don't need to lower my energy, but I need to recognize that, okay, I take ownership over this, and hopefully they do to their part as well. I'm not just relieving it of them. Like, okay, they recognize that, but I also recognize that I dropped the ball. So now let's adjust it. Let's work on that. And especially as a leader and other people looking in or other people seeing it, I'm going to take ownership for that, protect my team from that, even if they might have dropped the ball with it. I'm going to take the arrows, take the stones people are throwing, protect my team, and then we're going to work on it, and so that we can improve it and hopefully not have that happen again. It's called extreme ownership. In the good times, you take the ownership, and you pass that on to your team as well. Like, hey, it's not just me, it's my team. But we really take ownership in the bad times, right? When it's a struggle, when it's difficult. And that, it's huge. So Jocko Willink, the person who wrote Extreme Ownership, is a former Navy SEAL, if I remember correctly. I might be mistaken, but I believe he's a former Navy SEAL. And talks about some of the missions and things and how he developed and used extreme ownership while on missions and then in business and in life. And shows the ways that we can apply it to our life. So to keep it really easy, because it's a short episode and all that we don't have a ton of time to dig in, I invite you, where can you take ownership in your life? Where are things in your life that you are making excuses? You're passing the blame off to someone else. You're saying, oh, this isn't me, or, oh, this happened, and I'm just not doing it, right? We all have these excuses. We all do, even me. I catch myself at points saying these excuses. But then I try to stop myself and take ownership and go, well, no, it's just because I didn't prioritize that. It stings a little bit, it hurts a little bit, but then that allows me to face it, own it, and then I could change it. Because if I just keep trying to sweep it under the rug or shove it in the closet, closing the door, that's not going to help me and that's not going to help the world. So when you're doing that, guess what? That's not helping you. That's not helping the people around you. Take ownership. And a little extra bonus thing is I invite you to take ownership of the good things about you. So many times we just glance over that. We only see the bad and we just label ourselves as those bad things, or that's all we focus on. Please focus on the good things about you too. Take ownership over the things you do well, your gifts, your talents, the skills you have developed. Take ownership over them and own it and share it and be proud of them because they are yours. You got this. And know that I'm here to support you on this journey. It's not always easy, but it's 1,000 times easier with our family. That Energizer family by my side, it makes it so much easier. So thank you for being by my side, and I am, and our Energizer family are by your side. So let's go crush it. All right, know that I love you, I appreciate you. Let's take ownership over all the things that we can in our life, and then release that ownership or control of things that are truly not in our hands. We got this. All right, I love you, I appreciate you, keep shining bright, and until next time, I will catch you later.
Thank you.